Now what we want to go ahead and get into is we're going to get into a little bit of some how-to stuff, some very important foundational basic stuff that everybody needs to build a successful network marketing organization. In any business that you build, there are essential materials or essential monies or finances or assets or whatever it is that you actually need to make that business thrive and to make that business move forward and to make that business grow. Typically, when starting a business, it takes what? Money. Am I right? It takes a lot of money. Capital in traditional business is typically the fuel or the engine behind a business becoming successful when that capital is associated with a person who has a big dream and that person who understands exactly what they are about to do. I don't care how much money you have, if you give it to a fool, you'll just have a rich fool, temporary, and then your business will go out of business soon. So money is just not the only part of becoming successful in any traditional business. What money is the resources. How many of you in here started a traditional business before? Raise your hands if you owned a business. Carolyn, what type of business was it that you own or do you own now?
Custom picture framing.
Custom picture framing. I'm very familiar with that business. There was equipment and machinery that you needed. Inventory that you needed. Now, depending on how large your business was, typically most people can't do it from the home if they do a lot of wholesale business. Or if they have a retail business, they don't do it from their home, typically. Maybe employees that was needed. Maybe lines of credit that was needed. And let me ask you a question. From your initial investment of getting that business started, did you break even your first month?
No.
No, she says. No. Second month? Not even your third month? No. Anybody else started a business? What type of business was it?
Transportation, service maintenance prevention for Alamo and Enterprise out of the airport.
That business. But it costs money to get started, am I right?
Yes.
Did you break even your first month?
No.
Second month?
4 years later.
4 years later, broke even. Why didn't you quit?
9/11 bankruptcy. They filed bankruptcy. They no longer needed me as an outside vendor.
So he didn't quit, they quit on him.
Right.
4 years later, it took him to earn his first dollar of profit. Anybody else start a business? Raven, what type of business was it?
Cosmetic.
Cosmetic business. Supplies you had to buy?
Oh, yeah. Lots of it.
Advertising?
Advertisement.
Inventory? I bet you broke even your first month, didn't you? She didn't break even. She didn't break even. And some people get involved in network marketing and they don't break even their first month. Oh, it doesn't work. Tell Leslie that for 4 years. A couple of years probably. I don't know how many years. Anybody else start a business? Anybody took longer than 5 years to break even? Harold in the back. Ronnie? How long, Ronnie? 7 years. Tony? Still recouping. How long has it been, Tony? 10 strong, 10 years. And you didn't quit? No, he didn't quit. You follow? Now, am I saying it's going to take that long to start making a profit? No. Guys, you can get started in this business network marketing for as little as possible, and you can make your money back immediately. I know people, including myself, who got their initial outlay of cash that they put into this business, and I got started at the highest level, and we got our money back in the first day. Okay? We had earned the money back in the first day. Actually didn't receive that check the first day, but we had done the work to earn our money back our first day. And I've helped several people to do that, a lot of people to do that. Okay? And so when you look at this business here, guys, it's incredible. Now let's talk about that for a second. See, that's traditional business, what I just gave you an example of. Taking years and years and years and years and years. This is why people don't quit those businesses. This is why. Because they see cash coming in. It's not profit, but they see cash coming in, and psychologically they think the business is working. They're not making any profits, but cash is coming in. If that was the case, you might as well go and work for a bank. Be a bank teller. You're counting cash all day long. I mean, just shoveling that cash, you know. Here you go, here you go, here you go, and walk out feeling rich. You know, You should get in business to make a profit. And that's why people don't quit, because cash is coming in. Cash is coming in. What they're thinking is this. They're thinking that because cash is coming in, someday I am going to turn a profit. And they stay in the business, and they stay in the business, and they stay in the business. And I guess what? I applaud those people, because that's a principle that works. And if it wasn't for those people, our country wouldn't be what it is today. Because it's the entrepreneurs that have laid the foundation and laid the groundwork for most of you in here who have jobs. If it wasn't for those people, 99% of you wouldn't have jobs. I think jobs are great temporarily, while you're working on your picture, while you're working on your dream. Now, how does that relate to network marketing? In network marketing, you don't need a lot of money. The thing I love about this business, you don't need money. There's billions and billions of dollars of resources out there that you get access to for free. It's called people. People. See, people are the resources in this business window. See, to me, a window coming into my business is worth more than the bank loaning me $20,000. It's worth more than the bank loaning me $100,000. It's worth more than somebody giving me $100,000. If you understand what I'm saying. And so people are the resources. Now let me ask you a question. When the last time you saw people stop being born? Is there a decline in the birth rate right now? No. That means that people are being born faster than money is being printed. So which is more important, people or the money? Exactly. Now, so if there's people being born faster than money is being printed, and there's more people out there than there is money, which should you pursue? Should you pursue a business that requires a lot of money, or should you pursue a business that has unlimited resources, unlimited people, born all the time, and there's millions of people out there right now who are looking for an opportunity, and if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't be in this room today. And so sometimes we're chasing the wrong thing and we have the wrong picture. So what we're going to talk about right now is list building and how to invite.
This is one of my favorite skills to teach. When I mastered the art of contacting and inviting, my income quadrupled in less than 6 months. Pay close attention and continue practicing these approaches until you have mastered them.
Building a list and how to invite. People are the raw materials. They're the resources. Some of you got involved in the business because we have a great cold market program. That is incredible. That is what we call fuel to the fire. That is called putting your business on steroids. That is called growing it faster when you have a warm market built. What I have found is this. I have found, in my experience, the people in my organization have grown the fastest when they've built their warm market first, and then they start adding cold market or our ad program to it. Does that mean you can't grow fast if you start just with cold market or the ad program? No, it doesn't mean that at all. I'm just giving you what my experience has been and what I teach to people in our organization. Now, if people are the raw materials, people are the resources, and there's unlimited number of people, and typically in traditional business, the more successful your business comes, the more what you need? Money. The bigger it becomes, the more money you need. The bigger it becomes, the more money you need. The bigger it becomes, the more money you borrow. The bigger it becomes, the more money you borrow. The bigger it becomes, the more debt you're in. That works the same in this business here. The bigger your business becomes, the more people your business will bring in. The bigger your business becomes, the more profits you will make as well in this business without the debt load. That's what I'm telling you guys. When you sit down and think about this from a business standpoint, get the emotions and the feelings all out of it. Most of us haven't been trained on how to evaluate a real business anyway. So don't think that you're some wizard on business evaluation. Get that out of it and just look at it. Millions of dollars over here. A couple hundred to $1,000 over here. Expenses over here can be in the tens of thousands per month, with income being negative, no income, no profit. Expenses over here, $100, $200 max, somewhere around there. And profits can be in the 6-figure and even in the 7 figures, and not take 10 years to get there. You follow what I'm saying? When you look at it from that standpoint. No inventory requirements, no leases, no employees. I mean, on this hand over here. On the other hand, leases, inventory, employees, workman's comp, insurance, other stuff. No money, no profits, no time. It's consuming all of your time. Over here, part-time, a lot of money, unlimited resources. You can build it as big as you can picture it. Here, you're basically almost limited. Competition will crush you if you don't have enough resources. Over here, the only competitor is your ability to imagine how big you want it. It's the only competitor that you have is you. Nobody else, there's nobody else who's tried to stop me from sponsoring people. No other company out there is concerned about my success in this business and going to try to stop me from building a large organization. You know why? They understand that people are being born faster than money is being printed. That's why there's no such thing as saturation in network marketing. The largest organization in the world is Christianity. It's not saturated, and it's been around for several thousand years. Do you think that network marketing will get saturated? No. You follow what I'm saying? That's a myth. And so now this is what we do here. If you want to have a large business in traditional, you want to start off with a lot of capital. If you want to have a large business in network marketing, start out with what? A lot of people or a lot of prospects. And so I'm going to talk to you right now about how to build a list. First of all, when you're building a list, understand that your list will someday turn into the physical equivalent monetary value that you're really looking for. So build a list big, build a list strong. There's several reasons to build a big list. Not only because you'll make a lot of money, but building a big list allows you to have what we call posture, and I'll talk about that in a second. So I tell people this: start off at least with a list of 100 people. Some of you are afraid because we have a cold market program. You want to tell people, oh, don't build a list, don't have to worry about that. No, guys, build a list. Do you want to build a big business? Yes. If you were having a party and you had $1 million budget that I was donating or Brad was donating to you to have a party, would there be more than 100 people on the invitation list? Absolutely. Well, if you're going to build $1 million income that comes in every single year instead of a party that you don't make any money from whatsoever to impress people you didn't like in the first place, to come to somewhere to spend up all your money, why wouldn't you build a list of a bigger than 100 people to build $1 million income? And then you don't need Brad and my money, you throw your own party. You follow what I'm saying? Build a list. Don't prejudge people. Don't you make the decision for whether or not they can get started in the business. When we build that list, you make that list long and strong. Just write down names arbitrarily. Whoever's name comes to your mind, write down their names. There's memory joggers that you can do. If you want to build a list. Now, this is for the people who really want to make it happen. Those people that really don't want to make it happen, you'll take notes on this and you'll leave out of here and you won't do it, and your list will remain 15 people. Everybody in here, I can tell you right now, if it came down to the wire, you can put a list of 500 people on the list. And you can do it probably in less than 2 hours. If the dream was big enough. Go to the Mercedes-Benz dealership. They say, hey, we're going to hand you the keys right now of a $120,000 S600 Mercedes-Benz. All I need is 500 referrals, not one dime out of your pocket, and I need them within 2 hours. How many of you walk out of there with a Mercedes-Benz? You know why? Because you picture it. It's almost like a guarantee. And so we work on guarantees. We work on what we can picture. Now, let me ask you a question. See, I'm teaching you how to do the business now. If you build a list of 500 people, in my opinion, I can't guarantee it, you'll have the money to buy 3 Mercedes-Benzes this year through your own income. You follow what I'm saying? By building that list. Why? Those are the resources. So now when you build that list, what you want to do is this. Just start writing names. Think about people in certain professions. Who do I know that's an accountant? Who do I know that's a bank teller? And just ask yourself those questions. Who do I know? Who do I know? Who do I know? Who do I know that I worship with? Who do I know that my children go to school with? Who do I know that last name is Brown? Who do I know that last name is Davis? Who do I know that last name is Carter? Who do I know last name is this? Take the telephone book. Go through them. Just go through the phone book. Look at last names. Who do I know that has a last name like this? Who do I know that has a first name like this? Who do I know that I play golf with? Who did I graduate with? Who do I know that sold me the car that I'm driving? Who do I know that at the grocery store? Who do I know at the cleaners? Who do I know that my son or daughter plays this particular sport with? Guys, remember, when you're making your list, the biggest reason that most of you won't make a big list is because you're making a list and you're making a decision for that person at the same time. And when you're making a list and a decision for those people at the same time, your list will be real short because you will eliminate all of the right people and you'll put down what I call the easy crowd, the people that's easy for you to contact. And you'll make excuses for those, oh, well, they can't afford it, or they make too much money. They don't have the time to do this, so I won't put them on the list. How many of you have done that? Raise your hands. Be honest with me. Every single hand better go up. Because if that's not the case, everybody in here would be at least gold. You follow what I'm saying? There's people right now that I've done it. I know you've done it. I've done it. You follow what I'm saying? And so you have to not prejudge those people. Build that list of names. That list of names can be, to me, it's worth gold. I tell people, you're sitting on millions of dollars right now. All you've got to do is put them on a piece of paper and let them go through the process.
Wow, this is powerful information. Your list could be worth a fortune. Why don't we stop the CD right now, take out a pen and a piece of paper, and let's build a prospecting list of at least 100 people. Now remember, don't start the CD again until your list of 100 prospects is completed.
After you build that list, you're not prejudging those people. What I recommend you do is categorize your list of people. Make a list of people at a distance. So you should have two types of lists. You should have people that are local. That means within a 3-hour drive. That's local. Forget this cross-town stuff. When I was in network marketing, anybody who was in 3-4 hours, we go show the plan to them for a one-on-one. A one-on-one. And we go across town here in Houston, 45 miles, and we're like, man, I got to go way over there to show them the plan. I'll just put them on the website. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that. You know, network marketing in this industry here and technology has made it a lot simpler for us to process more people. But I'm talking about your initial list, guys. When you handle your initial list properly, you can set yourself up to be financially independent, in my opinion. Okay. You have that list of people. Make a list of people that are local. Make a list of people that are at a distance. How many of you know people that are outside of 3 hours from where you live? Keep your hands up if you put all of them on your list. Hands going down kind of slow. I'm going to be the last liar. Okay, good. We got 2 people here that have put all of them on their list. Okay? And so, guys, I mean, you know people, why not have let me share something with you. Why not have a business outside of where you live? Guys, if we got 22 power trainings that's coming up. Wouldn't it be awesome to have people in your group at all 22 of them getting trained by somebody else other than you? See, that's what smart business people think of. You got 22 people, 22 different power trainings that's going to take place by people who are making 6 figures or more in this business. It would be incredible. And my goal is to fill up and have more people at any power training than anybody else in the organization, in the company. You follow what I'm saying? And so guess what? All of you know people right now outside of this area. This is the key thing that you don't understand. The people that you know outside of this area know other people in areas that you don't know. That's why the income and the resources are unlimited in this business. So now you build that list. You make that list long. You make that list strong. You don't prejudge. You make a local list. You make a long distance list. Then this is what you want to do. You want to categorize it in 4 different categories. Categorize your list in 4 different categories. If I had a board, I'd draw it out for you up here. I call it a 4-checker. The 4 checks. And what I do is this. By each person's name, I'm going to have 4 little boxes next to their name. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to categorize those people. Well, what do you mean categorize them? I'm going to say, okay, does this person right here, do they have influence? Do they work in an atmosphere where they have influence with people? Now, let me share something with you. You say, well, that may not be so important. I want you to look at the top income earners in this company. Look at Brad, look at Susan, look at Ron. Brad Hager was in sales before he got started in this industry. Did he have influence with people? Absolutely. Susan Walsh, hairdresser. Did she meet people and have influence with them? Yes. Absolutely. Ron Goles, advertising. He owned his own advertising firm. Did he have influence with people? A whole bunch of influence with people. People with influence is very important to have on your list. That's why I say a window on my list is worth more than a company giving me $100,000. I'm going to show you how to turn that asset, or the monetary equivalent of $100,000. Now, do they have influence? Is this person a self-starter? How many of y'all think Brad's a self-starter? Or how many of y'all think Brad needs help? You know, his upline had to call him. Hey, man, you call your people yet? You coming to the meeting? Coming to the business briefing? Coming to training? No, he's a self-starter. How many of y'all think that, Brad had to call Susan all the time and say, hey, Susan, listen, there's a power training. You need to get registered for it. Or is she a self-starter? She's a self-starter. She was a self-starter before she started making all this money. That's why she made it in a shorter period of time than other people, because you have to unlearn being not a self-starter, and you have to now learn to become a self-starter, and then your income comes. You don't just go from where you are to income. You have to go through a process of change. So I want to start with those people who have those type of characteristics. Now, third is this person coachable, teachable, and trainable? Now, if they have an ego that's out of whack, typically I don't even like them. I don't even want them on my list. But I'll put them on there anyway. I'll put them on there anyway. They may go out and lead me to somebody else who doesn't have an ego, and they'll quit, and I'll be able to build and work with those people. It's already happened in my business before as well. For some reason, those people just find a way to weed themselves out. Now, is this person a self-starter? Does this person have influence? Are they teachable, coachable, and trainable? And the fourth check is, are they financially able to get started in the business today? And there's several different levels that a person can get started. Now, if they're not financially able, do you take them off your list? No. What I'm saying is now you have 4 different categories of people. And what I do is I take that list and I go down that list and I put check marks by each person's name. Does this person have influence? Yes. Is this person right here self-starter? Yes. This person coachable, teachable, and trainable? Yeah. This person financially able to get started in the business? From my opinion, yes. Is a 4 checker. And now what you'll find is this here. Out of a list of 100 people, typically, remember, you associate with people who are like you. And what you do is this here. If your self-image can handle it, have somebody else, like your upline, evaluate whether you're a 4 checker, 3 checker, or 2 checker. And it's okay. Typically, that's the largest percentage of people that you're going to have on your list. Now, you take that list of people that you've got, and you get with your support member, your support team, your upline. Here are my list of resources. Here's my multi-million-dollar business, the foundation for my multi-million-dollar business. So you've got that list. You made it long. You're not prejudging people. You're not making a decision beforehand on whether they can build a business or not. They're making that decision themselves. You've categorized them. You got a local list. You got a long-distance list. And now you are ready to get started. See, you're focused now. You got to listen. You're focused. You got purpose. Don't put names on a list just because somebody said it. Put names on a list with a purpose. Now what your purpose is to sift and sort through that list, and we're going to talk about how to invite the invitation process.
This is getting more exciting by the minute. Now's the perfect time to categorize the first 20 people on your list.
You've got your list. Your list is long. Your list is strong. A lot of resources. See, the other reason for that big list, remember I talked about posture? Posture simply means this, that you don't care whether or not they get involved in your business when you have a big list. You got a small list, you care. And they know it. And that's why they don't get in. When people know that you care about whether or not they're going to get started, they don't get started. When people know that you don't care whether or not that they get started because you're going to find somebody else, they want to know a little bit more and they get started. Guys, I'm giving you, if you understand these basics here, this right here is what I learned and I became a master at. Over and over and over and over and over again, over and over and over and over and over again, I became a master at learning these basic principles and foundational things in the industry of network marketing. And that's what ultimately led to my success when I was hooked up with the right mentorship, when I was hooked up with the right coaches and the people and the right system that we had in place. So now you got a big list. You don't care whether or not they get involved. And what you want to do is this. With that list of people, you want to process that list of people in the shortest amount of time possible. Why? You build up momentum, and I always give an equation. P equals MV. Momentum equals mass times velocity. The bigger the list of names and the faster you go through them equals the bigger the momentum that you'll have in your business. You wonder why you see people who get involved in the business, next thing you know, they go from 0 to silver in the first 30 days, or they go from 0 to gold in the first 60 days or the first 90 days. It's because they had a big list of people that they put through a process in a very short period of time, and their group did the exact same thing. Remember, your group will typically duplicate 20% of what you do right and around 80% of what you do wrong. And all you need is 20% of the people in your group. If you're doing it right, building a big list of names, going through them in a short period of time, you only need 20% of people to do the same thing with you. And now that's what we call momentum. You don't have momentum by yourself. You have momentum by developing proper work habits and having a few people duplicate the exact same thing that you're doing. Your whole group won't do it. I don't expect 80% of the people to do what I'm talking about today. I'm looking for 5 people to do what I'm talking about today. Just 5. And I'm not going to pick who you are. Just 5. 5 people, and we can create momentum with 5 people doing and mastering these fundamentals that I'm talking about. Just 5%. 5. So now you've got your group, you've got your, because cream will always rise to the top. They'll watch and see what you're doing, and they're like, man, he's processing a lot of people. Every time I call him, he says he's meeting with somebody. Every time I call him, he says he's showing the plan. And guess what? The 5%ers, or that 20% of the people in your group, they're going to duplicate what you're doing. They're going to say, man, he's gone all the time. Well, maybe I need to be out showing the plan. And guess what? They'll do it. And now you've got so much activity going on in a short period of time, your business doesn't have a choice but to explode because you're putting so many people through the process. Well, let's talk about the invitation process and how you get people to see the plan. You guys have seen us do the baseball diamond. I'm not going to talk about warm market right now, the warm market process, but I want to talk about the invitation process because this is very important. Most of you right now, what you do is you throw away hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars every single day by how you get on the phone and you improperly invite people to see the opportunity. An improper invite means this: that person that just gave me this $100,000 to get Wendell in, I just gave it right back to him by doing an improper invite because he's not coming. And I just messed it up. I messed it up. Remember, this is my philosophy here. Every person that I sponsor in the business is not one person. Network marketing, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 11. This right here is exponential growth. Every person that I sponsor in the business, Jay, is another 20 people that I'll be able to put into that person's business within the first 30 days. Every person that I sponsor, I'll put 20 people in their business right away. Bam. That's what my goal is. Get 20 people in right away. Because now, Ludolph, I got 20 people. Each 20 represents how many? Another 20. That's 400 people. See, that's what I picture. See, I don't picture sponsoring a person and having one person. Those of you who picture that, change your picture. Change your thought process. One person doesn't equal one person. How many of you in here, raise your hands if you knew me before this company? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You follow what I'm saying? But because I knew him, how many of you are in his group, in Ed's group? You follow what I'm saying? Oh, all the hands just popping up like popcorn now. So because I met Ed, because I met Regina, I've been introduced to thousands of people. 1 doesn't equal 1. You follow what I'm saying? Now, you've got your list. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start the invitation process. We're going to start making what we call some phone calls. This is that 5,000-pound gorilla that most of people are afraid of in the industry of network marketing. How many of you honestly find it very difficult to make phone calls? Keep your hands up right quick. Keep your hands up if you find it difficult to make phone calls. Okay, now, hold on for a second. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. I'm going to show you how to make it very simple. Keep your hands up. Yeah. Go get some exercise. Y'all need to hold those phones. That's why you want to put your hands down. You ain't been holding that phone up. You got to keep your hands up. Now, Bill Gates sent out an email that you got. Hold on for a second. Keep your hands up. Show you how to make it not difficult. And said, for every person that you call and offer an opportunity to come and work with him and be mentored by him, he's going to put $100 in your bank account for every person that you call, whether they want to work for him or not. How many of you would be afraid to pick up the phone and call people? Keep your hands up if you'd still be afraid. You will be afraid? No. Why? Because you got a guarantee. Now, this is not putting anybody down, but I just want to give it to you straight. That's called job mentality. That's called, I'll do something if you can guarantee me a result. And that's okay. Change. Just change. You cannot be successful in this industry of network marketing if you have job or employee mentality. You've got to be able to see the future. You've got to be able to create your own guarantee. See, nobody guaranteed me any success. I created my own guarantee. I guaranteed that I go out and do the work. How many of you would guarantee that you'll go out and just do the work anyway without a guarantee? I'll tell you guys, take it on faith. Take this business on faith. A year, 2 years on faith. You'll make money in the process. You may not get rich and get all of your dreams in the process. You'll make money, but guess what? The key thing is that you'll be changing in that 2-year process. And the change is what's going to bring about the results. So now it's easy for everybody to work the phone if you switch to wealth mentality and you have a big dream. You have to find what motivates you. If something that you know that motivates you, well, guess what? This is what you do. If you've typically been afraid to work the phone, what you do is this. Write a check to yourself, if this is one of your goals, for $1,000 or $10,000 or something like that. Make up some type of check written to you and paste it right there on the telephone. See, guys, you have to motivate yourselves. Don't wait for external motivations. You know, that's why I say you start with a dream, and now take those dreams and post them all around you. You know, put little sayings together. Put little, whatever it is. If you're tired of your job and you want freedom, nickname it the freedom tool. Don't call it a telephone. This is the freedom tool. I got to use my freedom tool. I'm telling you guys, if you change the name of something, you have a different picture of what it is. Now, guess what you picture that as? A freedom tool. That means every time you use it, you're getting closer or one step to your freedom. You follow what I'm saying? Instead of, calling it a telephone. When you have that list, this is what you want to do. You want to designate a time that you're actually going to make phone calls. Designate a time that you're going to make phone calls. Any time is a good time. I'm not going to give you a specific time. Just don't make phone calls when you should be at a business briefing or a training or at some other event. That's team time. That's commitment time. Okay, that's show time. Typically, I don't like to call people, me personally, after 1 a.m. No, I'm just, but you know who those people are. Now, based on how you're going to call them, some people you can sponsor them right away. You call them at 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm serious. See, you guys got to get excited about this thing. Another example. You figured out it was a gold mine off of 59. 15 40-foot trucks turned over, gold bars. The mayor calls and says, hey, listen, get what you want for the first hour. You're not going to call your buddy at 1 a.m. in the morning? Oh, she's asleep. He's asleep. No, you're going to pick up the phone and call him. Well, guess what? You found a gold mine. Try it. Somebody who you haven't talked to, you call somebody, hey, listen, sorry to wake you up. I found the gold mine. I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I found a gold mine. You're talking about this business, though. Where is it? What I need to do? Listen, I need your credit card to put about $1,000 on it. Guys, I sponsored my first 7 people like that. Y'all laughing. I'm telling you how to become rich. I sponsored my first 7 people that way. I called them up and said, hey, listen. I didn't say a gold. I said, hey, listen, I found it. I can't explain it. It's an internet business. I can't explain anything. I need a credit card and put $1,000 on it. I'll call you back, tell you the details. The first 6 people that I did that with gave me their credit card, didn't even know what it was. Why? I was excited, and they knew that I was just on to something. And now, this is before I had ever made any money in network marketing. So I didn't have this track record of being successful. No, I didn't have a track record of being successful in this business. But I was excited. I knew I found a way for me to get rid of the job. I found a way for me to have more money in my bank account. I found a way for me to get the things out of life that I wanted so that I can bring about the physical monetary equivalent to get rid of the things that I didn't want so that I can have all the things that I did want. And I was fired up and excited about it. So it was very simple for me to make those phone calls. But now, you set up a designated time that you're going to make phone calls. When you're making phone calls, make sure that you're mentally clear. Make sure that you have no distractions around you whatsoever. Make sure that the dog is put up. Make sure that the kids understand that. The thing I had to do with Holton, I had to have a reward system. Because he'd bust in my room, just, he's in Taekwondo. He'd come in and kick the door in and do a karate move. And I'm on the phone, telling something, just doing an invite. And I got to, do all that type of stuff. So I had to tell him, I say, listen. And I set up a reward system. Guys, I'm telling you, you can do anything if you get creative enough. I set up a reward system. I say, hey, listen, when I'm on the phone, and if this door is closed, and I do like this before I get started, you give me a certain amount of time to do this, and you will earn 50 points. See, we got a point system in our house. He goes out and do things that he's supposed to do. He gets points towards things that he wants. I'm working with him on a goal system already. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So now, guess what? Even though he wants to kick that door in, he won't do it because he wants 50 points. Because if he gets enough points, that's how he got a PS2 for Christmas. Because I wasn't buying that stuff, but he earned enough points through disciplined activity so that he can get the stuff that he wanted. And so I set up that reward system. That's why I don't have to worry about my door being karate chopped down anymore. Okay? Now, so you make sure that your atmosphere is right. Make sure that you're standing up. Make sure that you've been listening to something positive. Guys, put in one of the tapes or one of the CDs that you've listened to before you make phone calls. If it's been a challenge for you, put in something like that. Now, the other thing is this here. This is how you can get creative. Have your phone, what I call your war room or whatever it is that you're going to have, the area that you're going to make phone calls. This is one thing I found out here. How many of you would be afraid to make phone calls if I was standing right next to you, Brad was standing right next to you, Susan Walsh was standing right next to you, Regina Baker was standing right next to you, Durwin was standing right next to you, Ed was standing right next to you, Kenneth and Tanja was standing right there next to you, and we're in the room. How many of y'all would be afraid to pick up the phone and call a prospect? No. Well, why don't you take pictures of us and paste them on your wall? See, y'all are laughing. Y'all are laughing. This is, guys, I'm sharing you how to be successful. Take pictures of us and put them on your wall. And put the telephone right in front of us. And guess what? And you can write words that are coming out of our mouths. Out of my mouth, you can put this little bubble saying, hey, pick up the phone, call them, and you can be a platinum. And guess what? Every time you look at my picture, you're programming yourself. Regina, she's telling you, hey, listen, I didn't like the phone before, but now I'm free because I picked up the phone and made phone calls. That's what's coming out of her mouth. And so you put what you want coming out. And now every time you walk into that room, it's a positive room. It's your little area. Guys, I'm telling you, you do it for a short period of time and you won't need the pictures. I'm just trying to show you how to get from where you are to where you want to go. Create your own environment to change your attitude. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Don't wait to come to training for us to create a positive attitude for you. Do it yourself. Wealth mentality versus employee mentality. Do it yourself. You own your own business. There's no limitations at all. There's no competitors except you and your ability to picture what you want. Create that atmosphere. And so now, guess what? You've got myself. You've got all of us right here. You've got all these top income earners right there waiting for you. Just right there looking at you. You know how it is when you put a picture on the wall. No matter where you go, their eyes looking at you. You can't hide. You can't run from us. And now you pick up that phone and you start dialing because your buddies, your heroes are there. The people that you respect are there. The people that you admire are there. The next thing you know, you have people having you on their wall. That's when you know you've become successful. Use your little digital camera. Blow the picture up. Put it on the wall. You know what? People think you're crazy. Those who think you're crazy, guarantee you 5 years from now, if they don't change, they'll be in the same financial situation where when they come visit you, I guarantee you they'll visit you in a different neighborhood. See, people thought I was crazy for putting all this pink, green, pastel color paper all over my house with affirmations on it. They walk in, especially people who came to deliver things at my house. What's all this stuff? They thought I was crazy. That's why they were delivering stuff to my house and nothing was being delivered to their house. You follow what I'm saying? Now, so you create your environment. Now, this is what you do. Once you do that, it's ready to make those phone calls. When you make those phone calls, you're upbeat. You've already created your environment. You're reading the words. Edwin Haynes is telling you, hey, listen, I used to be shy as a church mouse. Now I make phone calls with ease. Regina's saying, I used to be shy as well. Now I make phone calls all the time. Kenneth Simmons says, hey, listen, the reason I'm number one recruiter is because we made phone calls. You can do it. And you're looking at us doing it. You're motivated. You're excited. You're standing up. Why are you standing up? Because when you stand up, your voice inflections are like what mine are right now. That means that you exude a little bit more excitement, a little bit more enthusiasm. And the people that you're actually calling, they need to know that you are excited. They need to know that you are a little bit different and that you've got something a little different than you've had before. So you can't call them with your normal self. You call them with your normal self, expect them not to get in. Something's got to be different about you.
That's a lot of great information to digest. Before we go into brain overload, why don't we take a 30-second mental break, and when we come back, I'll teach you my greatest invitation secret. It's called the phrase that pays. Now that you've built your list and you understand the importance of setting posture, let's learn the 3 steps of a successful invite. Now remember, mastering these 3 steps is what allows you to turn your network marketing business into a cash cow.
The first step, be in a hurry. Be in a hurry. Well, what do you mean be in a hurry? Be in a hurry. You don't have a lot of time. This is not lollygag time. This is not time to socialize. This is not time to talk shop. And no, this is not time for that. You're making a phone call with a purpose. So be in a hurry. The second thing, show value. And the third step, take it away. Every time you make a phone call, prospecting, guys, this is your formula. Be in a hurry, show value, take it away. Be in a hurry, show value, take it away. Next time you come to training, I was going to ask you, when you're making a phone call, what's your purpose? Be in a hurry, show value, take it away. That is the formula. Remember, there's one objective for making phone calls. That was the formula, but there's only one objective. How many people believe that the objective is to sponsor people? Raise your hands. No, wrong objective. That's why it's hard for you to pick up the phone, because you're trying to sponsor them. And those who believe it's to sponsor people, I guarantee you're talking too much. And if you're talking too much, people are not coming out. When people are not coming out, you're getting frustrated. How many of you have felt like that before? You follow what I'm saying? The purpose of you making a phone call is to collect a decision. What do you mean collect a decision? I'm a decision collector. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put that on my business card. Holton Bugs, decision collector. It's a conversation piece, first of all. But you're a decision collector. What do you mean? I just collect decisions. I get paid for decisions, yes and no. I'll show you how you get paid for people telling you no. How many of y'all love to get paid for people telling you no? Some of you say, man, I'd be platinum already if somebody, I'll show you how to do that, okay? Now, this is what you do here. You're going to be in a hurry. And I'm going to do some role play here. And I've got my list. I've got posture because I don't need anybody. I've got 500 people on my list, and I've got to get through them quickly anyway, so I don't care if Larry tells me he's not looking. I'm just looking for a decision. So I'm going to get on the phone, and I'm going to start the call, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of scripts that I've used in the past. Now remember what these scripts are. Scripts are typically, or really nothing more than a guideline of things that you really can stay within those lines, but more importantly, things that you should not say. That's what a script is. But you take that script and you incorporate it with your own personality. Everybody doesn't have the same personality, and things that work for me exactly the way I do them may not be the same to fit your personality. You follow what I'm saying? So now, can you use an exact script? You sure can. I didn't get this script right here that I'm going to give you. This wasn't originated by me. I learned this script from somebody else in network marketing who was a multimillionaire. And I took exactly what they said and made it work for me. I pick up the phone. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call. And let's say I've got Regina at the top of my list. Regina's on my list, and I'm going to give a phone call to Regina. Remember, what my purpose is to collect a decision. My formula is to be in a hurry, show value, and take it away. So Regina picks up the phone. The phone rings, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Regina? This is Holton. What are you up to?
Doing great.
Listen, Regina, I'm about to walk into a meeting. Don't have a lot of time, but I needed to ask you something real quick, Regina.
Okay.
Regina, if I found a way to make a fortune on the internet in the next 6 to 12 months, would you want to know about it?
Absolutely.
Listen, Regina, I'm working with some people right now, extremely successful. I'm about to meet with them shortly anyway. 7 o'clock at the Hilton Southwest Hotel off of 59 in Hillcroft. I need you to be there professionally dressed. You can be there at 7 o'clock, can't you?
Sure I can.
Great. I'll give her the directions, whatever it is. Regina, I will see you there on Thursday. Talk with you later. That's how simple an invite should be. If you're on the phone longer than 75 seconds, typically you're talking too long. Really, it's 60 seconds. 75 seconds, if you're on the phone 75 seconds or less, it's a great invite. If you're getting over 90 seconds to 2 minutes, they ain't coming. They ain't getting into business. That's just what the numbers are. I was very quick. I was very purposeful. I let her know in the beginning that I didn't have a lot of time. And because she knew that in the beginning I didn't have a lot of time, she didn't ask me a lot of questions. How many of y'all get questions all the time when you call people? It's because your posture is weak, and it's because you're spending too much time getting to the message. And you're doing it with the lack of confidence. Sometimes you'll get rebuttals. And I'll just show you how to overcome them real quick. You'll get some mild rebuttals. And sometimes you'll get strong ones. Mild rebuttal. I'm calling, let's say Edwin's at the top of my list. And I'm going to call Edwin. Phone ring. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Edwin, how you doing, man? It's Holton.
Hey, Holton, how are you?
Oh, doing great, doing great. Hey, listen, I'm about to get on a conference call real quick. I don't have a lot of time, but hey, I need to ask you something real quick. You got a quick second?
Just a minute, man.
Listen, that's all I got anyway. Edwin, let me ask you a question. If the opportunity came up for you to make about $3,000 to $4,000 this month, would you take an hour out of your time to evaluate something?
Doing what?
Listen, I can't explain it all right now. It's about making that type of income, but would you take an hour out of your time to evaluate something?
Yeah, I can do that.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, listen, Ed, right now, this might not be for you. It may. I don't know. I'm working with a lot of people right now, making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. Some are making that per week. I've got an opportunity. I've got 2 tickets available, but I've got 10 other people that I need to call, and I thought of you first. So do you want to take that hour, or do you not?
Where is this, Holton?
It's going to be at the Hilton Hotel, Southwest Freeway, 59 in Hillcroft. Can you be there?
Can you tell me a little bit about what it's about?
I'll tell you what, Edwin, this is what we'll do here. Whenever you decide that you want to get some information, give me a call back. I've got some other people that I want to give these tickets to. I'll talk with you later. Goodbye. I've already told him I don't have a lot of time. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to chase me. I'm not about to chase him. Well, we got travel, and you could save money on travel, and we've got this wonderful medical plan, and you could save money on that. And we've got this shopping website, and it's got all kind of stuff on there. And now you're going into a 5-minute dissertation when you just told him you're about to get on a conference call. He said, man, this conference call must not be important. He don't have nothing going on. He just sat here and told me everything that went on with his business. No, I don't want to come. So thanks, Ed. Yeah, thanks. So I'll try to be there. Let me share something with you guys. A try, a maybe, I'll think about it. It looks like I can. I should be. Anything other than a definite yes is a polite way of telling you that they are not coming. Don't be afraid to have a person tell you no. You want no or yes. You don't want maybes. People get off the phone, somebody tell them, I think I'll be there, and they get so excited, and they come to the business briefing. You know, I got 7 people who are supposed to come. And guess what? They were supposed to come because they told you they might be able to be there. And you took that as a yes because you were afraid to stand up for your multi-million-dollar business and have them make a decision for whether or not they were looking for the information that you asked them about. Get a decision right away. Get a decision. So you saw what I did is I was in a hurry with Regina and Ed. Listen, I don't have a lot of time. I'm about to get on a conference call. Some of you say, well, you know what? I may not going to be calling to get on the conference call, and I don't want to lie to my friends. Well, as soon as you hang up, call a conference call line. Just call it. That way you're not lying to them, right? I'm about to walk into a meeting. Well, I don't want to tell my friends I'm not walking to a meeting, and they know I'm at home. Okay, call your wife and say, hey, we need to have a meeting real quick. Call your husband, hey, listen, we need to have a meeting real quick. And you have a meeting, hey, this business is awesome. Meeting's over. I'm telling you guys, what you have to do, you have to create your own realities, create your own environment for success. So the first thing, I was in a hurry. Second thing is, I show value. If I found a way to make a fortune on the internet in the next 6 to 12 months, would you want to know about it? I don't say, would you be interested? Would you be interested implies that they have to make a decision whether or not they're going to do it at this time. I'm not looking for a decision of whether or not they're going to do the business. I'm looking for a decision on whether or not they want to know about it. Would you want to know about it? Yes. Okay. Great. If you want to know about it, 7 o'clock here, hotel. If you're doing a PBR, hey, 7 o'clock, my house. Be here on time. Don't be afraid to ask people to be here on time. Some of you are afraid to tell people to be there on time because you think they may not come. You don't want them. If they don't respect you enough to be on time, you don't want them. Tell them, be on time. So I showed value. With Edwin, I had to take it away. Edwin, this may be for you. It may not be for you. So he was an example of a mild take it away. He was an example of me taking it all away. Because I'm not going to get off the phone letting him think that he won. I'd rather get off the phone having my self-image built, me feeling strong and proud about my business, than letting him get off the phone thinking, yeah, he tried to call me and sucker me into a deal. And then you know what? I'm internalizing that, thinking that what he's thinking about me, and that's why some of you won't make more phone calls, because you're worried about what other people think about you. Let me share something with you. Other people that you've called that turned the business down, they're not thinking anything about you. They're going on with their life. How many of you recently had somebody knock on your door to try to sell you something? Some of you have. Now, did you buy it, Larry? No. Let me ask you a question. When you turned it down, did you go in the house and start talking about that person? And no, you just went on with your daily life. Now, what if that person thought that, man, he in there telling, raving about me and all this stuff, and then that person would have a real bad day and they wouldn't be a successful person in that business. They went on about it was next. You collecting a decision. See, I collected a decision from Edwin. I made the decision for him. No, he's not looking. I'm telling you guys, I don't get off the phone without a decision at all. I don't get off the phone without a decision. Now, there's some other approaches. There's some what we call backdoor approaches that you can use. For people that are 4 checkers, let's say you're a 2 checker and you know it. Be honest with yourself. If you know that you're a 2 checker, the worst thing you can do is to not be real with yourself right now, presently. If you're a 2 checker and you know it, work on becoming a 3 checker and then a 4 checker. But let's say you're a 2 checker and you got people on your list who are 4 checkers. And they don't respect your ability enough to listen to a business that you're doing. And you'll have some people like that. Those of you who have people like that, you can become more successful than the 4 checkers that are in here. And all you do is just use the backdoor approach. Now, with the backdoor approach, the conversation or the phone call may be just a little bit longer. Just a little bit. But you're still doing the same exact thing. You get it on the phone. For example, I'm calling Edwin again. Hey, Edwin, how you doing? This is Holton. Now, let's just say I used to work for Ed. And Ed was this big guy, multi-millionaire, and I used to work for him. So, typically people who work for somebody else, that other person normally is has the authority, if you know what I mean. And people don't typically owners of companies don't like to do the same business that their employees do. If you notice, they don't hang out the same places y'all hang out either. They have a different country club membership. Well, they have country club memberships. First of all, okay? Now, so I want Edwin to see the business. And so I have a lot of respect for him. And I know he has respect for me in terms of knowing that I'm an honest person, knowing that I'm I'm a go-getter a little bit, and knowing that I'm somebody who wants to achieve some things out of life. So I call Edwin up. Hey, Edwin, how you doing? This is Holton.
Hey, Holton, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely incredible. Edwin, listen, I don't have a lot of time, but I want to know, is this a busy time for you? Do you have a quick second? I need to ask your opinion, and I need some advice on how you can help me.
Oh, absolutely, Holton. Go ahead.
See, people love to help people. especially people in those positions, they love to help people. So what I'm going to do is this. He says, yeah, sure, go ahead. Elton, listen. Recently, I just came in contact with some very successful people like yourself who are making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. I know he's not making that, so I'm putting him in that category. And the information looked good. But you know what? I'm a little confused here, and I would like to have your opinion and your evaluation on whether this is the right opportunity for me. I can't explain the details, but I want to know if you may be willing to take your time out for an hour of your time to evaluate it. And what I'll do is, you know what, I'll pay for lunch for us or something like that, or pay for dinner for us, and we can go have dinner afterwards. But that would be doing me a big favor. Could you carve out an hour of your time to help me out in that way, Edwin?
Oh, absolutely, Holton.
Great. Well, listen, what I'll do is this. The directions, this is the directions. The location is going to be here. It starts at 7:20. They recommend it, to get there just a little bit early to meet one of these very successful people who are going to be presenting. And I'll see you there at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll be there.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that help. I got another decision. I got a decision whether or not he wants to help me. Now, all I do is get him at the business briefing. I'm going to treat him just like I treat anybody else, put him on the front row, and put my speaker on him. Get him. Get him, Tanja. Get him. And so now I got my speaker on him. He's going to get involved in the business. How many of y'all know somebody who came to save somebody and ended up getting in themselves? You follow what I'm saying? And so that's what you want to do. Be in a hurry. Show value. Take it away. Pass the mic to Tanja real quick. Just to give you another example of just make it flow. Just make it flow. The indirect approach. Hey, Tanja, how you doing? This is Holton. I'm doing absolutely incredible. Tanja, listen, I don't have a lot of time, but you know what? I need to ask you a question. You got about a minute?
Yes, I do.
Tanja, listen. Who do you know that will be looking to make about an extra $3,000 to $4,000 part-time this month without quitting what they're currently doing?
I would like to.
Okay,
That
you know what? I
sounds
didn't
good.
think it would be you, but listen. Listen, I just hit the jackpot. I'm right now, Tanja, working with some people, very successful, making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. Some are making that per week. There's a conference call that I'm having at 7 o'clock. I've got 12 lines available. I got about 25 people that want to get on. Do you think you can get maybe 3 of those people? I got room for you and maybe 3 of those other people that you know. We can get on it. It may not be for you, and I may not have a position for you, but at least I'll give you a shot. Can we do that at 7 o'clock?
How many people do I need to call?
Only 3.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
And so now I give her the conference call line. Guys, I'm just using a venue. This can be an executive luncheon. This can be a business briefing, a PBR, whatever it is. You just inviting to get to an area. You're collecting a decision. And now, because I use the indirect approach, I got her and 3 other people who's going to be on my conference call. Who do you know, Tanja, that are looking to make an extra $3,000 to $4,000 this month and not quit what they're currently doing part-time? Now, this is a key thing. The dollar figure that I use is going to be a dollar figure equivalent to what I think will turn her to a yes. If Tanja's, for example, used to making, in this example, $1,000 a month, I'm not going to use $3,000 to $4,000 a month. That'll blow her out of the water. I'll use maybe $300 to $500 a month. Tanja's used to making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. I'm not going to use $2,000 to $3,000. It's insignificant to her. It doesn't move her right now. I may use an extra $10,000 to $15,000. You prescribe the proper medicine for your prospects. You are the doctor. You know those people. You've got their check marks right next to you. You know who they are. All I'm doing is collecting a decision. The more decisions that you collect in a shorter amount of time, the more money you'll make in this business. Guaranteed. Whether they're yes decisions or whether they're no decisions. Because I got a long list of people, I don't have a lot of time. And I'm not going to sit on the phone and chit-chat with her about the idea. I've had people say, well, Holton, you know what? I'll get on the phone. Hey, listen, Tanja, this is Holton. I got a quick question to ask you. If I found a way to make a fortune on the internet to make 6 to 12 months, would you want to know about it? Well, Yeah, tell me a little bit about it. Tanya, I don't have a lot of time right now. Well, yeah, I'm interested. Well, great. Tanya, listen, 7 o'clock, this particular hotel will be there. I can't guarantee anything. I got 6 tickets available, but I got 20 people who want them. I thought of you first. Well, Holton, tell me a little bit more. Right now, Tanya, I'm about to walk into my meeting. It's about to start, so I don't have time. We'll give you all the particulars there. Well, Holton, you know, if you don't tell me a little bit more, then I don't want to come. Well, Tanya, I guess you're not coming. Thanks for the 50. What do you mean? Tanya, I collect $50 for every person who tells me yes or no, and you just made a decision. Thanks a lot for the $50. Well, how did you do that? Tanya, 7 o'clock at the Hilton Hotel Thursday night. You follow what I'm saying? Now, you may say, well, how in the world do you collect $50? Let me give you an example. My first meeting that I had in this company here, I invited 10 people. I made a list of 20. I actually made a list of I had 71 people that I made on my list in my first, I think it was my first 2 days, 2.5 days. 71 people I put on my list. Most of them were 4 checkers, some of them weren't. And my list continued to grow. It continued to grow. And what I did was this. I was having a conference call, and I only wanted my 4 checkers, strong 4 checkers on this particular conference call. So I didn't call everybody. So I made a list of my top 20. These would be the people, what I call your $1 million 20. If you were starting a multi-million-dollar business, who would be the people that you want on your board of advisors? It was these people that I put on that list, my $1 million 20. Out of those 20 people, I was able to get a hold of about 12 to 13. 10 of them said that they would get on a conference call, okay? 8 of them got on the conference call. 7 of them got started. That first, for an hour, and my income as a direct result of those people getting started, buying the products, buying the packages to get in, I made $1,250. 7 got started, but 10 made a decision. What's $1,250 divided by 10? $125. I made $125 for each person telling me yes or no. So I divided my income that I made by the number of decisions that were given to me. And so many people, they internalize the no's. The no's, you get paid for those too. How many of you have sponsored an executive plan in this business? You made $240 as a result of them buying the products. How many of you had to at least call 5 people to get that one person sponsored? Okay? And out of 5 people who made a decision, you made $240. 5 goes into $240, what? 49? You make $49 for every phone call that you made. Thanks for the 50. If you look at it that way and you create your own environment of success, and you know that you make $50 every time you make a phone call and collect a decision, a proper decision, when you called a 3 or 4 checker, how many phone calls would you be willing to make? How many decisions, James, would you be willing to collect? Or would you sit there and let those people stay on your list and let that money sit into a bank account that you don't even have the PIN code to? See, the phone call is nothing but the ATM card. The phone is the ATM debit card. That's what the telephone is. The money is sitting out there. It's right now in a bank account for you, right now, waiting for you to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. But you have to have the ATM card. But the ATM card doesn't guarantee you money. Tens of thousands of dollars on this account here, and that's my business checking account. Go use the ATM machine. Get it out. See, the phone is the ATM card. Picking up the telephone and making a phone call is the 4-digit code that you need to get the money out. Because every one of you have a telephone, but everybody doesn't pick it up. You follow what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to give you the code. You got to pick it up yourself.
Wow. You mean to tell me that there's money just sitting out there in the bank account waiting for me, and all I've got to do to get it is just collect a decision? Absolutely. If you want to make a little bit of money, collect a few decisions. But if you want to turn your network marketing business into a cash cow, then collect a lot of decisions.
While the techniques and approaches suggested here have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We sincerely hope, however, that the ideas presented here will assist you in building a strong and profitable business. This has been a 3K Marketing Group production. Unauthorized duplication of the CD is strictly prohibited. To purchase this audio program, go to www.3kmg.com.